This is my fourth recording and third recording of Atomic Habits. In the first two, I spoke about the chapter 1, the surprising power of atomic habits, why habits are so powerful. We talked about why small habits are so powerful, why they make a big difference, and what progress is really like. And in this chapter, chapter 2, we will talk about how your habits shape your identity and vice versa. How your habits shape your identity. Identity is what you think about yourself, how you would describe yourself. If someone asks you, who are you? That's your identity. And your identity can also shape your habits. So, for example, if someone asks you, what do? You can say, well, I'm a programmer. That's your identity. Why is it so easy to repeat bad habits and so hard to form good ones? Few things can have a more powerful impact on your life than improving your daily habits, and yet it is likely that this time next year you will be doing the same thing rather than something better. So it's a little pessimistic. He's saying it's so easy to repeat bad habits, but so hard to form good ones. Yeah, for most people it is. Few things can have a more powerful impact on your life than improving your daily habits. Exactly. And yet it is likely that this time next year you will be doing the same thing rather than something better. Yeah, it's always a good idea to compare yourself with who you were a year ago. That's the best form of comparison. Not who someone else is doing today, but who you were a year ago. Where are you a better person now? Are you the same or are you worse? If you are a better person, then keep doing it and you will become even better. Or if you are worse than last year, then you need to really think about what you're doing. It often feels difficult to keep good habits going for more than a few days, even with sincere effort and the occasional burst of motivation. Habits like exercise, meditation, and journaling are reasonable for a day or two and then become a hassle. Yeah, we get we get excited and we join a gym, or we get some depression, or we get sad, we might start meditation, or we might see someone journaling, we might read the benefits of journaling, we might also start doing them. We will enjoy them for about a couple of weeks, but then something else will come along the way and then we will forget about these aspirations. Exercise, meditation, journaling, or learning a new language. I see people download language learning apps, try them for a few days, and then they go back to their old habitual patterns. However, once your habits are established, they seem to stick around forever, especially the unwanted ones. Despite our best intentions, unhealthy habits like eating junk food, watching too much television, and procrastination can feel impossible to break. Exactly. Yeah, unhealthy habits are much more easier to form because they prey on our negative feelings. Eating junk food, if you are feeling bored, you might eat junk food, you might watch television, and when you actually do these things, you feel even more bored. You want to get stimulated even more. So it's a very bad feedback loop. That's why they are so easy to build. And procrastinating, yeah, so if you put your work off to the next day, it's not like you will get more energy next day. You will feel even, you will have even less levels of energy, so you will be procrastinating even more and more and more and more. That's the thing about bad habits. They are very contagious. What's the word? Very sticky. They seem to stick around forever. Once you try them, they start their own feedback loop. Eating junk food once, it feels so good that you would want to try it again. Television, there's always something new to watch, and it doesn't take any effort, right? You just sit on your couch and you can sit there for hours and hours and hours. It will drain your energy, it will not make you feel better, so then you will watch even more. We need to be very careful about these habits. They are so easy to form. So there are four sections, three layers of behavior change. Let's begin with the first one. Three layers of behavior change. The first layer is changing your outcomes. This level is concerned with changing your results, losing weight, publishing a book, winning a championship. Most of the goals you set are associated with this level of change. Yeah, we change our goals. That's the first layer. And the second layer is changing your process, what you actually do, how you actually spend your time. The second layer is changing your process. This level is concerned with changing your habits and systems, implementing a new routine at the gym, decluttering your desk for a better workflow, developing a meditation practice. Most of the habits you build are associated with this level, changing your process. So for example, becoming a programmer might be your goal, and buying a bunch of books and deciding to read them, making a decision to read them, might be your process. The third and deepest layer is changing your identity. This level is concerned with changing your beliefs, your worldview, your self image, your judgments about yourself and others. So, identity, in simple words, is how you think. It just starts with how you think, but it shapes your perception about yourself and others. Most of the beliefs, assumptions, and biases you hold are associated with this level. So, what might be the beliefs about programming? It may be that programming is only for gifted people, that it's too hard, it's only for gifted people, and you need to study 10s or 15 hour every day to become a programmer. That might be one of your beliefs about programming. And then it also involves beliefs about yourself, how you view yourself. Do you have a fixed mindset or growth mindset? Do you think that you can improve if you work hard, or do you think hard work doesn't lead to any benefits? That's one of the beliefs. And someone else might think about programming that anyone can become a programmer if they put effort, and it's not as hard as people make it seem. Those are some beliefs. Assumptions, well, it's quite similar. Biases you hold are associated with this level. Biases, I don't know how to explain this one. Biases, what you think is true, it is also similar to beliefs. Biases. Outcomes are about what you get. They're about what you get. So becoming a programmer is what you get. Losing weight is what you get. Becoming when you read books, you get knowledge. When you practice piano, you become a pianist. So those are your outcomes. Processes are about what you do. They are about what you do, how you actually spend your time. Identity is about what you believe, what you think is true. All levels of change are useful, yeah, in their own way. Of course, you want better outcomes, you want better processes, and you want better beliefs. You want to change all three things. The problem is the direction of change. The problem is what do you change first, and then second, and then third. You can't choose arbitrarily. That's the point the author is trying to make. You can't choose to change outcomes first, then processes, then identity. There is a systematic way one should follow if they want to achieve, if they want to achieve, if they want to be successful in their change. Most people don't even consider identity change, there's a typo, identity change when they set out to improve. They never shift the way they look at themselves, and they don't realize that their old identity can sabotage their new plans of change. Yeah, that's a very very powerful idea. Marcus Aurelius, or I think, yeah, Marcus Aurelius said, always look at the wise, see what they seek out and what they run away from. So if you want to become a better person, you have to look at a, a person who has already achieved success and see how they spend their time, or how they think, what are their values. So we want to become like others, but we don't want to think like others, right? We want to get success like other people, but we don't want to think like them. So I guess, is there any example? I think I did not copy. Yeah. There is an example. Behavior that is incongruent with the self will not last. Yeah, that's what we call cognitive dissonance, right? When your beliefs and your actions don't match up. Now, there is an example. You may want better health. But if you continue to prioritize comfort or accomplishment, you'll be drawn to relaxing rather than training. Yeah, so that's literally cognitive dissonance. When you believe something to be true, but you act against it. You might believe that comfort is the best way to spend time. That might be your belief. Then going to the gym will become extremely hard because you are going against your belief. And that kind of behavior doesn't last very long. And I think it is very common among students. You will see students here that studying does not guarantee success. That is their belief, that no matter how good you are in education, it doesn't guarantee your success. Well, technically yes, but studying is a major part of success. And when they have beliefs like this one, it is very hard for them to study. So if you want, everyone wants good good results, outcomes, and they actually will change their processes, but they will not change their identity. That's what creates cognitive dissonance. And when there is cognitive dissonance, when your actions and beliefs don't match up, one of two things happen: you either change your belief, or you either change your actions. So here James Clear is telling us to change our beliefs. If you want to become a healthy person, you will need to have beliefs of the healthy person. If you don't have the beliefs of the healthy person, you will have cognitive dissonance and your behavior will not last. Uh, most people most people, when they have cognitive dissonance, what they do, they actually change their actions. So in this example, let's say a person who believes in comfort and tries to exercise, then there is dissonance, right? What they will do, they will actually stop exercising to remove that cognitive dissonance, and that's not what we want, right? We want to exercise, so we don't want to change our processes. We want to change our beliefs. We want to believe in discomfort. It's hard to change the underlying beliefs that lead to your past behaviors. It's hard. You have a new goal and new plan, but you haven't changed who you are. But you haven't changed who you are. The ultimate form, okay, so this is a new section. The ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity, when there is no cognitive dissonance. When you say I'm a programmer, then what you would actually write code. When you say I am a very athletic person, then you would be exercising. So when a habit becomes a part of your identity, when you actually start to describe yourself with the identity, then then it's the best form of motivation. The ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity. It's one thing to say I am the type of person who wants this. It's something very different to say I am the type of person who is this. Yeah, who want this or who is this. I guess this is it for the third video. We can go ahead and talk about the next part in the upcoming video.